Developing countries are longing for modernization, and China finds its way. How does China achieve its development? And what does it mean for other developing countries? I'm Wang Yiwei, a political scientist, to share with you my own observation and stories on China's path to modernization. Hello and welcome to China Talk. I'm Wang Yiwei. One of the key phrases in the report of the 20th CPC National Congress is Chinese modernization. It is pointed out that the Chinese modernization contains elements that are common to the modernization process of other countries, but it is the more characteristics by the features that are unique to the Chinese context. How to understand the commonalities and the differences of the Chinese modernization? At the very beginning, please allow me to share with my own story. More than 20 years ago, when I was a student at Renmin University, I took my first girlfriend and my last. Today, my wife. To my hometown, an underdeveloped countryside in Jiangxi province, for the Lunar New Year. When we arrived in the Shanghai railway station, wow, people mountain, people sea. We could not get on the train, but the train was about to leave. I hurried up to put my girlfriend through the window. With the help of the migrant workers in the train, dragging her in, and then drew me in the last minute. The carriage was so crowded, there's no room for us to stand up. So we just flied like Jack and Rose on the Titanic. Born in a rich family, my girlfriend never suffered such terrible situation and was reluctant to marry me, only until the high-speed railway was built up 10 years later. So my son is very young. I'm very grateful to the high-speed railway era. Otherwise, I would not get married yet. But it's come so late. Otherwise, we can have our second child. How much? We love to have a girl. When I traveled to the South Asia, I met a similar situation, like what happened in China over the 20 years ago. Never mentioned Africa. There's a huge demand for China to build the highway, high-speed railway, port, airport in those developing countries. Then the young men, they can get married earlier, and then their parents can enjoy the fun of planning with their grandchildren earlier. Before open and reform, China's per capita GDP is less than 1/3 of the Sub-Saharan African countries. How did China develop over the past decades? We Chinese often say, if we want to get rich, build the road. This is a macrocosm of the Chinese path to modernization. Better infrastructure laid the foundation for industrial development, which then makes the people rich and happier. Without these better roads, many local products of the remote areas would not have been sold all over the world. Without improved infrastructure, China would not have been able to lift 800 million people out of the poverty since the start of the opening and reform, and achieved common prosperity. But on building roads and getting rich, there comes three basic questions. How to get the investment? How can we build the roads, bring in with the wealth? And how to make sure that more people can benefit from it? First, where's the investment from? Let's go back to my college days again. When I came to Shanghai from a poor Jiangxi family, I felt inferior and even dare not talk to my female classmates. I only spoke to them when there was short of the food coupons. In exchange, I helped them to fetch the hot water. This is miniatures of the way that the Chinese modernization takes. Through the price seizures in the exchange of the industrial products for agricultural products, China accumulates a sufficient capital from industrialization, while the Chinese farmers, like my family, sacrifice a lot. Unlike expansion and colonization that the West took to realize industrialization, the way China takes for achieving development is relying on its own agricultural surplus. Second, how to get rich by building the roads. Let's take the example of the high-speed railway again. In China, state-owned enterprises build the high-speed railway, which can bring investment along the way, forming industrial clusters. Infrastructure construction lays the foundation for further development. To modernize a backward country, the government must shape the market, rather than leaving the market shape the country, which will eventually lead to the income gap trap. Thirdly, how to get the common rich along the railway and beyond. According to the China's experience, besides the roads and the railway, other infrastructures, especially internet, are also vital in creating economies of the scale and establishing a unified market, which will bring about common prosperity. Without high-speed railway, local products from the Miao village in the western Hunan province would not serve to the world, and the tourists from all over the world would not visit the Phoenix ancient town. All the above-mentioned factors require a capable government to make the blueprint and state-owned enterprises to deliver long-term planning to back up. Therefore, the Chinese modernization can be realized under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, which serves the people wholeheartedly. Wind turbines are standing in the hills. Well, I went to chop wood as a teenager. 5G networks allow mobile phone signals in the countryside to be as good as in the big cities. This can also be important as inspirations for other developed countries as well. President Xi Jinping also said that China will prosper only when the world prospers, and vice versa. Chinese modernization is not only to realize the great regeneration of the Chinese nation, but will also help achieve common modernization and to promote a human community with the shared future. Thank you.